So today we're going to look at introduction to dplyr package, right? So in this package, in this topic, the prerequisite, we're going to use NYC flight 13 package and ggplot package. And of course, we're going to use dplyr package as well. So first thing to do is you need to install NYC flight 13 NYC flight 13 dataset. This is a package, so we're going to use the dataset in this package, right? Which is flight. So first step, you need to install the package, right? And then of course you need to have a tidyverse package, right? And then dplyr package, dplyr. So dplyr package, this is the package that we want to learn today. We're going to learn some function in this package, such as select, filter, arrange, summarize, group by, right? And we can also call ggplot2 if you want to integrate with dplyr package. We need to call this package ggplot2, right? So this is a fourth package that we're going to use in this topic. So let's look at NYC flight 13 package, right? So in this package, in this library, we're going to use dataset flights. So if you run flights, let me call the package first, right? I need to call all the package, these four package, NYC flight 13, tidyverse, dplyr, and ggplot2, right? So and then I call flight package, flight dataset. So this is a flight dataset, right? Kejap ya. Okay, flight dataset. We have 336,000 observation and 19 variables in this dataset. So this dataset is presented by table format. Table is also a data frame lah. Right, if you want to look at the documentation of the dataset, you just type question mark flight, so you can see the documentation of the dataset lah, the definition of each variable, right? So this is a on-time data for all flight departed from NYC, which is in 2013. So this is the variable. So if you look at the code here, we have one variable named as carrier. So this is a two-letter abbreviation. So we can look at the airline's documentation to know the abbreviation of the carrier, right? Also goes to the origin and destination is actually if you look at origin, let me view first, view the flights, right? So view the flights dataset. So origin should be somewhere here. This is the abbreviation of the airport origin, airport codes, LGA, EWR. So all the definition of the airport codes in airport dataset, right? So we can go look at the airport dataset lah, right? So this is a basically flight dataset. It contain some missing value. If you scroll down, so we will see some missing value somewhere lah, right? Maybe ada kat bawah ke. This is a missing value, some missing value lah, somewhere here and there lah, right? But that is the dataset that we're going to use, and we also want to use the dataset from penguin dataset, Palmer penguins, right? You should install this library as well, Palmer penguins. So we're going to use penguins dataset in this example, in this lecture. So we're going to use two dataset, penguin and flight. So flight is from NYC 13, NYC flight 13, and penguin is from Palmer penguin package, right? So the dplyr basic that we're going to learn, basically we're going to look at the filter function, arrange, select, and mutate, transmute, and summarize. And of course, along the way kita akan integrate dengan group by, right? Okay. So now let's look at the first part, which is filter function, right? Filter function basically allow you to subset the observation based on their value. Means that it's the same function as subset that we already learned using indexing, right? If you still remember, by using base package, kita dah belajar indexing kan, using indexing maksudnya kita buat square bracket kan. So if you want to find flight that has that for month January, for example kan, for flights and then flight equal to 1, for example, right? So you akan dapat all the January, and then let's say kita letak macam ni, so you akan dapat maybe it cannot be like that. So ini idea lah, idea yang kita dah belajar from indexing, right? So we use a double bracket kan. So now let's look at example number 1. So how to use a filter. Let's say we want to select all flights on January 1st. Right, January 1st. Kalau kita tengok first, before that kita tengok dulu data set, right? So January 1st, this is a January, this is the first day of January lah. So means that month equal to 1 and day also equal to 1, right? So how to do that? We just use filter, and first argument, if you type filter bracket, the first argument is your data. You need to input your data. This is your my data flights, and then the second argument will be ... means that your argument lah. So let's say I letak month equal to 1 and day equal to 1. Means that I want to select first day of January. So if you run this one, it will automatically select 1st January in the data set, right? So you nampak sini ada 832 observation saja. So sorry, 842 observation instead of the original is 336,000, right? So this is a basic way to use filter function, and of course you can store this value into some object lah. Let's say this is January, Jan 1st. So I store this into object. So you can call the object. You can see the object is already stored in environment. Okay. So you can also use comparison logical operators such as more than or less than, right? We already learned in chapter number 2, right? More than, less than, not equal, equal, right? So equal in logical operator is double equal, right? So for example, let's say I want to select like a flight that not delay, maybe on arrival or departure, right? More than 2 hours, right? Contoh kan, I want to select a flight that not delay more than 2 hours. So means that if you look at the schedule departure time, schedule arrival time and departure time. So arrival, this is a arrival delay kan? So this is in minutes, right? If you look at the flight data set here, arrival delay, this is in minutes. If you sort this one, supposedly supposedly this is the time lah in minutes. So 1,301 minutes delay. So this is 1,242 minutes delay. So I want to select more than, not more than, means less than 2 hours lah. 2 hours means you need to multiply with 60, should be 120 only. So filter flight this is a data set. Arrival delay should be less than or equal to 120, and or, right, you can use or we just type comma to input another argument, another operation, which is departure delay less than or equal to 120. So if you run this one, it will sort for arrival delay. The delay time is less than 2 hours lah. Right, of course you can use all the operators such as more than, less than, not equal, and, or, and so on lah. Right, let's say there is another function instead of less than, more than, or equal to in logical operator. We can use percentage in percentage. Percentage in percentage is a alternative way to express n, right? To express n, we can use in. So instead, let's say for example, I want to filter flights that in month November and December, for example, right? December. So instead of using month and, right, filter flight, so I can put month percentage in percentage, C 11 and 12. So it will select 11 and 12. Okay, so right, that is how we use filter function, right? So now let's look at another example. This is example number 1. Let's look at example 2. For example, we want to filter flight that departed from JFK airport or LGA airport, right, from on 15th and 20th 20th of each month, right? So let's say I nak select this one, I nak select flight yang depart from JFK and or LGA airport pada 15 dan 20 hari bulan. So how I going to do this? So I can use filter, put my data which is flight, right? And then I put my origin lah, origin equal to JFK. Another one is or, I put the or function, which is straight line. Origin, origin equal to LGA, right? And then I can put n value to indicate that I want another function, another argument, another condition, which is day should be 15 and 20 of each month. So day should be in C 15 and 20, right? So it will select day 15 and 20. So an origin from JFK. If you store this into example number 2, let's say for example I put object example number 2. So if I view example 2, right, so you can nampak dekat sini, this is day 15 and 20 only, right? Day 15 and 20, and it only select from LGA and or GFK only, right? LGA and GFK, right? Itu saja. That's how we do filtering by using a filter function using dplyr package. Right, so let's look at another example, example number 3. Right, let's say I want to filter flights that departed on either the first or 15. Right, tadi I nak ambil dua kan, 15 and 20. right? 15 or first or 15 of any month, right? And were operated by either United or Delta Airlines, right? So ini yang I nak select. So how to do this? Filter. Okay, first type filter, and then put your data set. Data set name is flight, and then first operation is first or 15 day of each month. So it should be day. So I put bracket lah because that we have two operation kan, day in C first and 15, right? So this one for the first condition. Second one, I want to select carrier, so maybe put bracket as well. Carrier in apa yang kita nak ambil, United and Delta. United and Delta. So carrier, if you look at table flight carrier, look at carrier, what option do you have? So it put it into abbreviation code kan. So let's look at flight documentation. So let's look at carrier. Where is carrier? So we need to look at airlines. So airline, we have carrier and full name. So let's look at airlines, right? So you need to find United Airlines. Another one we have, we want to select from Delta. Delta is DL, United Airline is UA. So UA and DL, right? So that's all. So we it should filter out data for first and 15 day of each month, and then the carrier should be on UA and Delta. So if you look at, you store this into example number 3 object. So let's view the data first to see whether our condition is correct or not. Example 3, right? So this is first and 15, right? So then kita nak tengok carrier, we have DL and UA. That's all. Okay. So if you look at table example 3 and call the carrier, right, it should be only 2, right? Okay. This is how we use filter function. Okay. Now, you want more example? Let's look at another example how to use filter function. So let's say I want to filter flights that did not depart between 6 a.m. and 12 p.m. noon. So how to identify this one? So let's look at the definition of the data flight. Right, this is departure time. So departure time, is it departure time or hour? So let's look at, so we have hour here, time schedule departure broken into hour and minutes lah. So maybe this one, this is a flight not depart from between 6 a.m. and 12 p.m., right? So maybe we look at the time in hour. So if you look at the data, flights, right? So let's look at time, hour and minutes. So hour and minute in term of numbers lah, right? Means in term of 21 hour format, right? 21 hour format, right? Minutes is from 0 to 59. Okay, so then we know 6 a.m. is 6, 12 p.m. is just 12, right? So filter our data flight, right? And then we put this is not depart from between, right? Not depart means we want to exclude, right? Not into hours. Hours equal to or more 6, and hour less than or equal to 12. So it will print all the data set that flight not between this hour lah. Yang sebelum pukul 6 pagi, selepas pukul 12 tengah hari. Right? Okay. So any questions so far? Let's look at another example, how to use filter function. Let's say I want to filter flights that originate from JFK and or LGA airports, but not in the month of February. So means I'm using the same function here, which is not, right? So to filter the flight from JFK and or LGA, but not February. So how to do this? Filter flights, and then I put my first condition is origin should be equal to JFK, or macam mana nak buat? This one, right? Or origin is equal to LGA, right? This is the first condition, and second condition is month is not equal to 2, right? So this is how we do this filter. Okay, boleh? Now I'll give you 2 minutes to think about this example, this question, example number 6. So you want to filter flights that departed either before 5 a.m. or after 10 p.m. right? And then I want you to add another condition, and we were operated by American or JetBlue, right? JetBlue Airlines. So how to do this? So how to do this? First, we need to put the operation for 5 a.m., less than 5 a.m. and or more than or 10 p.m. Another operation is we're going to select carrier from American Airline and or JetBlue. So American Airline dekat mana? So if you look at this one, American Airline is AA, and JetBlue is B6, right? So to do this, filter flight, right? This is a data set standard. The first condition is hour should be before 5 a.m. Remember, this is a 21 format, right? And or hour more than 10 p.m. 10 p.m. is 22, right? And put the and function. Another operation is carrier should be either JetBlue or American Airline. So American Airline is AA, JetBlue is B6, right? So that's all. Right, very simple. Then we get our data. Okay. Right. So this is for our for flight data set, right? So if you familiar with Penguin, right? Remember in our quiz last class, we are using Penguin data set, right? From Palmer Penguin package. So this also contain missing value. we have basically 8 variables: build length, build depth length, millimeter, flipper length, and we have also body mass in gram, sex, year, and many more lah. Right, so let's look at names for penguin. So we have species, island, build length, build depth, flipper length, body mass, sex, and year. So basically this is the island, right? So we also have species. Let's look at table penguin species. So we have 3 species: table, penguins, and island. So we have 3 islands. So let's say I want to select, so example number 7, filter filter for elderly species, right? And that were observed on either Torgerson or Dream Island, right? So how to do this? Actually, it's a simple thing, right? Filter, then our data set is penguins, right? And then our condition, which is species equal to elderly, right? And then we need to put another condition, n, right? And island should be in either Torgerson or satu lagi Bisco, Dream Island, right? Dream Island. So I put this one. So kita boleh dapat the filtered data set. So either we can use this one or we can put another one, this one. It's the same thing, right? So either you put n or comma to express the second condition, right? You can put n or comma to express the second condition. Right? It's the same thing, right? It's the same condition, right? Okay. So I think that's all for filter. Maybe I will give you some exercise later on, right? You can do exercise. So next, let's look at how to handle missing values using filter function, right? So we want to detect the missing value. For example, we want to exclude, right? To exclude all rows with missing values, right? So for example, I guna flight data set tadi, filter flight. So then I put is.na, and let's say I put departure time. So in this filter, I already remove all the missing values, right? So let's say I want to include all the missing value. I want to display all the rows with missing value. To display all the rows with missing value for certain variable. For example, I want to display flight. This one, I copy back this one, right? And then instead of not, I just leave it as is now. So it will show us the missing value for departure time, right? Okay, boleh? Any questions so far? So let's look at another example. This is example number 7, number 8. This is example number 9. So let's look at example number 9. Maybe I tambah sikit lah, the condition make it more complex. Find rows where departure time is less than 100 minutes and arrival time is not missing. So how to do this? So I want to show that display the departure time that less than 100 minutes, but I want the data shows all the arrival time that not contain missing value. So it's a simple thing, filter, and we put a flight data set, and departure time should be less than 100 minutes, right? And not missing value for arrival time, right? It's the same thing. So if either you can put comma or and function and symbol, right? Okay, any questions so far? Any question? So I have exercise for you. This is the exercise for this topic, right? Exercise 1. Find flight that had arrival delay of 2 or more hours, flew to Houston, right? Were operated by United, American or Delta Airlines, departed in summer. Another one ada 8 question lah. So this one I want you to screenshot this question and try to do it by yourself, and you simpan dulu, and then you need to submit next week, right? Okay, any questions so far?
Tak ada, sir.
Okay, good. Now let's look at another function. So later on I will give you the notes, but this note is already available in your book, chapter number 7, right? So it's the same thing. So a range function works similarly with filter, except that instead of selecting rows, right, it changed the order. Means that if you want to arrange the order of the variable either in ascending or descending order based on the value specified in columns lah. So arrange function, right? I start with data. We need to put the data column 1, and then either we can put column 1 in ascending order, or we can put DESC column 1 for descending order, right? So we basically we want to sort the variable, right? This is how we use the function. Or you can type arrange question mark arrange to see the documentation, right? So this is how we use the arrange function, right? So this is basically order the row of data frame by values of selected column. So we can order the variable, right? So for example, let's say how to use this one. This is example number 10, right? Example number 10, we want to sort the data set in ascending order of departure delay. For example, right? Contoh kita tengok ni sebelum kita arrange the data. Let's look at flight data set again, right? Let's look at flight data set again. So departure delay. So this is the departure delay value, right? It start from 2, -1, and so on, right? It's not really sorted. So now we want to sort by departure delay. We use arrange, right? Arrange flights, and then we put departure delay, just like that. So if you look at this one, so it already sort by ascending order. So this is sort by ascending order, right? Okay, so if you want to sort by descending order, so arrange flight. So maybe I put this one. So descending order, right? So descending order, we just sorry, I just copy this one again, right? It's the same code, but we need to put DESC, descending, to represent descending order, right? If you run this one, so if you can see from the largest to the smallest, right? This ascending order from the smallest to the largest, right? Okay, that's how we use arrange function, right? We can also input more than one function, more than one variable. You can sort more than one variable. Let's say example number 11, we can sort more than one variable, right? For example, I want to sort first by airline, carrier, right? And in ascending order, in alphabetically, then by departure time for each carrier, right? So it's a simple thing, it's the same thing. First we want to sort by carrier and then departure time. So arrange flights, and then first is carrier, and then followed by departure time. So this one we cannot see, right? But if you can see here, departure time is already sorted by ascending order lah, right? But what this function did is it sort carrier first, and then baru dia sort by departure time. Okay, right? So let's look at another example. Let's say example number 12. So maybe I want to sort flights by destination, airport. So I think this one should be easy lah. And then by arrival delay, right? Arrival delay within each destination, right? Oops. Right, so how to do this? Arrange, and then flights, and then I put destination first, right? DEST, and then followed by arrival delay. So it's the same thing, right? So I think this one should be very easy, right, to use function arrange, because you know that we want to sort the data only. Right, so for this purpose, I leave it for you the exercise number 2, right? Maybe you can put it here, right? Oh, maybe any notes, saya tak perlu letak notes. Right, so I have 3 questions for you for this exercise for arrange function, right? So I think you can do it by yourself. Ada soalan tak? Ada yang tak faham how to use arrange? Can you respond? Any question regarding arrange function?
Faham, sir.
Alright, good. So next part we look at select function. Right, this is the third function in dplyr that we're going to look. Basically kita tak tengok semua function yang ada dalam dplyr. We just look at the important function, right? Filter, arrange, select, mutate, and summarize. So let's look at select. Select means that we want to select some variable, right, to display. Instead of all variable to be displayed, we want to select some variable only. So if you look at the function select, right? So look at the documentation. Select means keep or drop column using their name and type. Means that we just need to put the data first, and then dot 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 means the variable that we want to select or we want to drop. Okay. For example, kat sini dia tunjuk select height. So daripada Star Wars, select height. So dia akan select height only, right? Okay. So now let's look at the example how to use it. Example, this is example number 13, right? So we want to select specific column, right? So how to do this? We just use select, right? And then put our data set, which is flights. And then I want to select only years, months, day, and carrier, right? So it will only select month, day, year, month, day, and carrier. So kita boleh select specifically lah. It's the same thing as that you already did in indexing method, which is a square bracket kan. Sama je. Cuma this one is more clear and easy to understand compared to the indexing method, right? So let's say I want to select based on pattern. So select column by name pattern. So for example, if you look at names of flights, right? So we have time, right? Time dekat sini kan, time juga kat sini. Ataupun kita nak tengok yang start with maybe departure time, departure delay, right? Maybe ataupun arrival time, arrival delay, right? Kita boleh guna pattern, which is we have 3 type of pattern, which is start in. We have in first I put a start with. Another one we have end with. Another one we have contains. Right? So ada 3 pattern yang kita boleh guna. This one. Maybe let's look at the start with. I want to select a variable start with ARR, for example kan. So select our data set, which is flights, and then we put the function start with maybe ARR. So it will select, flight start with. Okay, ada S start with. So mesti ada S, right? Another one N pun ada N with, right? Careful lah. So dia akan select all the variable yang start with ARR, right? Maybe kita nak select variable start with departure, DEP. So you just replace this one, DEP, departure delay, departure time, departure delay, right? Another one, we want to select variable N with. Select variable N with, and with delay, for example, delay, right? So we just put select our data set flights and with, let's say, delay. So it will select all the variable that end with delay. Okay, so this is how we use it lah. And we can also use contain, right? Maybe if you look at the name of the data set, right? So we have time in front, time at the back, time also at the back. So we want to select all the variable that contain time, right? So select variables that contain time, right? For example, select flights. I think you already learned this in DataCamp, right? This is I already give an assignment for you last class to complete the DataCamp. Contains time, right? So it will select all the variable that contain time. So this is time at the back, right? This is time in front, right? Ada satu lagi variable in front. Okay. So we can also drop example number 14. We can drop the variable. Right, drop the variable. Maybe kita nak tengok dropping the year, month and day, right? Variable. Right, so we just put select flights, right, and then we just put, kalau kita ingat lagi dalam indexing, if you want to remove the variable, we just put negative sign inside in front of the variable name, right? Maybe you put year, month and then day. So if you look at this one, it's already remove a variable year, month and day. So if you notice, year, month and day is the first three variable in the data set. So now I already remove the first three variable. And it's not, you can also jump here and there lah, right? For example, you nak buang arrival time only, right? It will remove the variable time or arrival time. So another one, we can also use rename function. We can rename the variable inside the select function. So we can rename and select variables, right? So contoh, for example, let's say select flights, right? And then I want to rename the flight variable flight ni. Variable flight, where is flight? Flight ni, I want to rename is to flight number, right? So I just put flight number equal to flight, right? And then let's say I want to rename carrier as airline. So I just put airline as carrier, right? So what happened here, it will rename the flight variable to flight number, carrier to airline. So remember, the presentation is first is the new variable name followed by the existing variable name. So means that we want to rename the flight, the existing name, to the new one. This is a new one, this is a new definition, this is the old definition. Alright, so that's how to select function. And then we could also, example number 15, we can also select a range of columns, right? A range of column means that we want to select maybe from year to year with double dot, right? Range of column, right? So select, for example, flight, this is our data set, year to day, right? So it will select year to day, right? So variable number 1 until variable number 3, right? Okay, another one, this is most common. Maybe you want to move certain variable to the front, right, and all other variable at the back. For example, I put names, flights, right? So I want to move these two variable, distance and time hour at front, and followed by others variable, right? For example, moving variable position of variable, right? Select, for example, I want to put time hour first, and then followed by distance, and then all yang belakang ni, lepas dua ni, followed by year, month, date and so on lah. So everything, right? Just everything. So it will select time, distance and followed by everything else. Okay, this is how we use select function. Stay with me, nanti kita akan try to combine all the function together. using piping. Right, another one, the function that available in dplyr, which is a mutate function. Mutate function is used to create a new word column in data frame or modify existing ones. Right, so in SPSS, if you still remember, SPSS, this is what we call as subsetting value or compute function. Right, means if you want to calculate BMI, weight divided by height or height divided by weight, right? For example, we want to do some operation, so we can use compute function in SPSS, but in R we can use mutate, right? And this one also we already learned in chapter number 2, I think, subsetting data, right? Using indexing, right? For example, let's look at the mutate function. Mutate. So mutate, we need to put the data first, and then dot 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 is our operation lah. For example, you can see the function here. Mutate, this is the operation. Mass equal to mass multiplied with 2, mass square. This is a new variable name. This is a new variable name. We want to create a new variable name, new variable by certain operation. For example, let's say we want to create example, this is example number 16. We want to create a new column for total delay, right? Total delay means is also equal to departure delay plus arrival delay. This is a total delay definition, right? So what I want to do is I want to create a new column, new variable, total delay. Mutate. This is a flight data set, right? And then I put the new variable, which is total delay. So remember, the creating of new variable name for R, you cannot have space, you cannot start with numbers, right? This is the operation, departure delay plus arrival delay. So it will create a new variable for you. So if you can see, this is the variable that I already created. Now let me store this in example 16 object. So we want to see the how operation is being done. Example 16, right? So kita tengok dekat sini. This is a total delay. What they did is departure delay plus with arrival delay, 2 plus 11 equal to 13. This is what the R did lah. It based on our instruction. Okay. So let's say I want to create, I want to do another example by I want to convert departure time to hour and minute format. So if you notice departure time, right? Let's say kita tengok head flight, head flight departure time, right? In term of minutes lah, 517. This is 515 minutes. So what I want to do is I want to create a new method. Means I want to convert this into hour and minutes, right? So to convert into hour and minute, very simple. So mutate flights, right? And then departure hour, maybe from the same variable, departure time, right? So I just put division with 100. Another one is departure minutes equal to departure time modulus 100, right? So supposedly to be here lah. Let's look at the view of this operation, right? So kita boleh nampak dekat sini, it will create, this is 5 hours 17 minutes, right? So 6 hours 10 minutes. So assume that I divide by 100 lah. It's supposed to be divided by 60. right? So that is one example. So I think you already got the idea, right? Because mutate, we create a new variable to based on some certain operation, right? So let's say I want to create a flag for long flights. Right, so create a flag for a long flight. So let's say mutate. Let's say means that the long flight here we define the long flight is as more than that flew more than 6 hours lah. Flew more than 6 hours. Right. For example, mutate flight. So this is the data set. Long flight. Long flight should be airtime more than 6 hours means 6 multiplied with 60, 360, right? So 360. So it will create a long flight for you lah. Okay. Maybe let's look at another one. I think you already have the answer, the idea there, right? So 19, maybe I want to calculate speed of light. Calculate speed in miles per hour. Right, so how to calculate speed in miles per hour? So maksudnya distance divided by airtime, right? Divided by 100, divided by 60. So mutate flight. This is the data set. Speed time, speed mile per hour lah. Mile per hour equal to distance divided by airtime over 60, right? So it will create a speed mile per hour, right? Okay, boleh? Any question? So now kita tengok flight dataset banyak kan? Maybe kita tengok sikit on penguin dataset. Example number 20. So maybe I want to create penguin. We have weight and height, right? So let's look at names of penguin. Right. So we have body mass index in gram, right? This is more body mass. That means this is weight, right? This is weight. And then we also have flipper length. Flipper length is height lah in millimeter. So we need to convert this into gram as well lah. So now let's say I want to convert, calculating body BMI for penguin. Right. Oops. Right. So mutate penguin. Right, we create a new variable which is BMI. So body mass weight divided by length square. Length we need to convert to gram, should be multiplied with or divide by 100. We divide by 10 lah. Right. So this one body mass gram divided by flipper length in mm divide by 10 power of 2, right? So if you look at the view of this function, right? So remember, mutate it will create a new variable inside the existing, together with the existing variable. So maksudnya this is the variable yang existing, dia akan letak dekat belakang ni. This is a new variable, right? So if you can see, BMI is calculated from here and here lah. So we get the BMI, right? So now let's look at another. This is done with transmute, right? Mutate. So let's look at another function which is introduction to transmute. transmute. Transmute and mutate are same. It's the same thing. It create a new variable. But the difference between mutate and transmute, mutate, the new variable will be included together with the existing variable, which is BMI. Nampak ni? BMI, it added into the data set. Right? BMI dekat belakang. So, but transmute, dia tak akan display, will not display all the existing variable. It only display the new variable. For example, let's say I'm using this one, arrival delay, right? So I want to create a new column for, or maybe this, I copy all things. This is example number 21. Sorry, padam ni. Okay. Example number 21. So I want to create a new column for total delay, right? But instead of using mutate, so you nampak perbezaan, this is mutate, right? Mutate, I create a new variable total delay, right? After all the variables, right? But now I'm using transmute. I change the function from mutate to transmute. So what happened here, it will only display the new variable. It will not include all others variable. Right? That's the difference between transmute and mutate lah. Okay? Boleh? Right, good. So next part, let's look at the last part for dplyr, which is introduction to summarize function. Summarize function is a powerful tool for reducing data set into a meaningful summaries. Means that it will help you to calculate summary of the data. If you want to get an aggregate of the data, you want to get a mean, standard deviation, median, it will help you to calculate that values, right? So let's look at the help function for summarize, right? So a help function for summarize SE or ZE is the same thing, right? In terms of UK and US lah. So first we need to put the data and then our condition, right? So this is an example. Let's say you want to calculate mean. We need to define the new variable which is mean, and the operation, our operation is mean DISP, right, for empty cars. For example, how to use it? Let's say example number 22. Maybe I want to get the average of departure delay. Right, remember to get the average of departure delay, right, departure delay should be numerical lah, right? So how to use it? So first we just put summarize our data set flights, and then let's say I want to get mean departure delay, so double D delay, maybe departure delay, right? So I put the operation which is mean departure delay, and don't forget to remove all the missing value, RM equal to true. Right, so it will summarize the mean of departure delay lah, which is 12.6. Okay. Now, this is how you use summarize function lah. Another one, we can use all the operation that we already learned, which is count, mean, standard deviation, and so on lah. So let's say I want to calculate the standard deviation, right? Standard deviation. So we just remove to mean. Instead of mean, we use standard deviation, SD. Right? It will calculate the standard deviation, and you can also combine these together, right? Mean, average, and standard deviation. Maybe average and standard deviation of departure delay. For example, I copy this one, right? First thing, I want to put the mean, so I just copy mean here, and then followed by standard deviation. Nampak ada dua benda yang letak kat sini. First, the data, mean of departure delay, standard deviation of departure delay. So it will summarize mean and standard deviation for departure delay. Right? Ada soalan? So next, let's look at example number 23. Let's say I want to count of flights per airline. So I want to know how many how many flights available each airline. Right, so I'm using summarize group by. This is another function where I can use group by, means that I want to group the airline, the carrier by, and then I count how many data we have. So maybe this is the complicated things to do, right? But this is what we need to do. The flight, this is a data set, and then I want to group by carrier, and then what I need to do is I want to count the value, so which is n open and close bracket. So this is a combination of two, right? Maybe you can do table flights, flight GHTS, and you can count carrier here. Actually, it's the same thing, right? But this is a more convenient way to do, because you can add another numerical summary inside one function. Maybe you want to add percentage, right? It will add another one, which is percentage, right? So next, for example, another example that we can use for summarize function, which is number 24. We want to calculate maximum arrival delay per destination, for example. So I want to calculate maximum arrival delay per destination, summarize. So this is our flight, maybe per destination ada banyak kan, so I want to group the destination, group by a flight destination, and then what I want to do is I want to calculate max delay, right, equal to max arrival delay NA.RM equal to true. Right. Yeah, this is just a warning, but it still give you the maximum number of the result lah, maximum number arrival delay. Okay. So next, how to find median, example 25. So finding median airtime for each month. So how to find median for each month? Month ada banyak kan? Kalau you type flights, right, kenapa kita kena guna group by? But kita tengok sini flight ni we have repeated, right? Every row we have flight month 1, 1, 1, 2, 2 kan? So daripada 1 hingga 30. So I want to group this month sebagai group 1, ada berapa, kira berapa banyak median dia. So summarize group by flights and then by month, right? So next I want to do a calculation, means median air time equal to median air time and A.RM equal to true. So it will calculate the median air time for each month, right? So this is what quite a powerful function that can be used to calculate median by group, right? Okay. Alright. So let's look at another example. Maybe this is quite complicated and you need more example. Maybe I want to calculate total distance travel per airline. So how to calculate total distance traveled per airline? So we need to know each airline how many distance, what is the sum of distance have been traveled in year 2013. So summarize. So I'm going to group by, this is the data set, group by carrier, and then I will put my condition, which is total distance, which is equal to sum of distance na.rm equal to true. Remember to put na to remove missing value, because in this data set contain a lot of missing value. So it will compute the total distance for each airline. Right? Okay. So enough with the airline. Let's look at Penguin dataset, example number 27. Penguin dataset, maybe I want to calculate average body mass per species, right? So maybe we have 3 species, right? If you remember names, so maybe table, penguin, right? We have 3 species, Adélie, chinstrap, and gentoo. So I want to know what is the average body mass for each species. So summarize, right? So group by flight, by penguin, right? And then apa yang I nak groupkan? I nak groupkan by species, right? By species. And then my argument will be average body mass, mean, average body mass equal to mean of body mass underscore g, right? And then don't forget to remove the missing value, right? So else you will get NA, right? If you don't put missing NA.rm equal to true, you will get the result of NA lah. So this is the average mean, average body mass per species, right? So I think that's all. Lain-lain you boleh cari sendiri. You can modify it, and then you can maybe I can put more than one. Let's say example number 28 means that I want to calculate average and standard deviation. Maybe I tambah satu lagi lah, average, standard deviation, and median for body mass index, body mass per species. And I also want to calculate average and standard deviation for flipper length, right? So I can combine all function together inside one function. So for example, this is average body mass for penguin. Maybe I tambah lagi satu. This is standard deviation, so SD. So I just change this to SD. I put another one. Let's say median. So I put median. So this is median, right? So I can copy everything and change another one. Let's say body mass, I change it to flipper length, right? Maybe copy this one. We change this one. Flipper length is underscore mm, right? Underscore mm. So you need to be careful with the name, right? So it changes to flipper.mm. So don't forget to close the bracket, right? So if you run this one, it will provide all the summary value that you already asked, right? So this is the average, standard deviation, and median. and then we have another 3 left: average flipper, standard deviation of flipper, and median of flipper rank, right? So this is very good function and powerful function to do, right? Okay, boleh. So let's look at the last part, which is we already learned each of the function, right? Let's look at how to combine multiple operation into one statement, right? So how to combine multiple operation into one statement? Maybe tadi we already look at how to look at the function of filter. We already look at the function of arrange, right? We already look at the function of mutate, select, and transmute, and last we look at summarize. So I want to combine all together into one statement, right? So how to do that? So we can use piping. You can use pipe function, right? Pipe function in R, in dplyr is percentage more than percentage. This is the pipe function, right? Pipe function can be used in many modern package such as ggplot, other tidyverse package. So for example, let's say I want to filter, this is example number berapa ni? Example number 29. So filter and select. So I just use two function together, filter and select, right? So I just demonstrate one. Maybe I want to filter month of filter month June, filter June. Sorry, maybe I tak macam ni. 15 June, right? And then select only year, month, day, carrier, flights, and destination. Contoh, right? So normally, if you cannot think about if you are not using piping, right, you can combine the function like this: summarize, group by together, kan? But I think better use piping. Flight, so this is a data set flight, and we put piping symbol, means that it will go down to the next level. So then we put our function filter. So since you already mentioned the flight here, so we no need to put the variable, the data set flight inside. We just put our operation. So what is our operation? We want to select month of equal to 6 and day equal to 15, right? This is the first filter, and then we put another piping because we want to do another select function, which is select. We select year, month, day, carrier, flight, and destination. So this is the end of the function. So this is how we use filter piping, right? We start with the data set. This is the data set. Then we go down to the next level, which is this is a function that we want to use. We don't need to call the data set again because we already called in the first place. And then after this operation was done, and then it will go to the next level, which is select, right? So if you run this one, it will select for year, month, day, carrier, and flight, and for month of June and day 15. That's how we use piping, right? Another example, maybe let's look at example number 30, where we look at how to group summary. Right, this one I think kita dah tengok tadi kan, but right. So maybe I want to group by carrier and summarize the average delay macam tadi kan. Ini nampak tak? I combine these two together kan. If you look at this function, it look like very messy kan. Maybe I copy this one, right? Maybe this one kita dapat this one, right? So by using piping, it look more presentable lah, right? Data set, and then we put the first function. We need we want R to group by carrier, right? And then another level, I want R to summarize body mass in body mass. This one, right? I just copy paste. Right, it's the same thing. Oops. I think wait, it should be okay. Summarize. Apa yang tak betul? Body mass G is not found. Wait, flight ni betul ke perkataan dia? This is penguin kan? Maybe kita tukarlah penguin lah sini. No. Cannot be penguin. Maybe kita tukar carrier by kita nak tengok average delay lah. Average delay equal to mean departure delay, right? Departure delay NA.RM equal to true. Right, okay, it's the same thing. Right, kalau kita nak guna this one pun boleh juga. Maybe right, penguin, right? So this one should be grouped by species, right? And then summarize average. I copy lah. This one copy and paste. Done. Sama dengan atas ni, this is sama. Right? So this is more presentable compared to the traditional one, right? So I think we can move instead of using traditional coding to the modern coding. Right? Okay? And we can also use mutate function inside the piping. It's the same thing. Example 31, right? Using arrange and mutate, right? So how to use arrange and mutate, right? So maybe I want to arrange departure delay in descending order, and then I want to create a new variable which is rank. Rank is row number lah. I want to give a new value which is row number. So let's say flights so first step, I want to arrange in descending order for departure delay, right? So this is the second stage. Then I want to do mutate. Mutate rank equal to row number, right? So kalau I type macam ni, apa akan jadi? Oops, what happened? Okay, I type this one. So what happened here, it will create a new variable. Tapi kita tak nampak kan? Maybe I will add another one which is select function. Select maybe month, and then I select departure delay, and then I want to select a new one, rank value. So see, it's already selected. Right? I can combine all function into one codes. Right? Okay? Boleh faham? Maybe I nak buat maybe kalau kita nak pakai balik kod kita yang dalam mutate pun boleh juga. Nanti contoh macam mutate rank ni, and then kita nak buat satu lagi operation, maybe rank 2 equal to rank plus 1, contoh kan. Means that this operation is already done. Then we want to use this value to do another operation. Contoh. So contoh I letak sini rank 2. So it will create another one. So nampak tak? Mutate ni kita boleh guna the function that we already created to create a new function, another function. Right? Okay. Ada soalan? Any questions so far? Maybe kita tengok more complex usage of piping. Example number 32. Maybe I want to group flights by destination, right? And then I want to summarize to compute distance, average, delay, and number of flights, right? And then I want to filter to remove noisy point and Honolulu Airport, which is almost twice as far away as the next closest airport. Right. So kalau kita tak guna piping, right? Kalau kita tak guna piping, apa akan jadi? Right, kalau this operation kan, so for example I create by destination dulu kan. By destination, so I group by. So group by flight destination. Sini apa saya buat ni? To group by destination. Right. So ini I group by dulu, and then I nak find mean of this distance and arrival delay. Right, arrival delay by destination. So daripada sini apa saya buat? Maybe I letak delay. I guna function summarize, right? And then by destination. Ini yang I dah group kan, I masukkan dalam ni, right? And then I count. Letak satu variable baru, nak count, I nak kira berapa banyak. And then apa lagi nak buat? Nak kira distance, right? Mean distance NA.rm equal to true, right? Next, I nak tambah apa lagi? Delay mean arrival delay NA.rm equal to true, right? So kalau kita tengok di sini delay, so it will give us the value lah by delay, distance, count, distance and delay. Next, I nak remove the noisy point, right? Noisy point and destination Honolulu Airport, right? Maybe this is filter to remove noisy point and Honolulu Airport. And then I'm using filter delay, right? Count more than 20, right? Destination is not equal to Honolulu is NHL, right? So I can remove ini, right? So ini kalau if you are not using piping lah, you need to put more than you need to store into R object, right? To do next operation. So if you are using piping, using pipe, right? So how to use pipe? First start with dataset flights, right? And then we group by what? Destination. And it's more clear, right? So summarize, I summarize count this one, I copy back this one, right? Dah siap. And then I want to filter filter apa? Count more than 20 and destination is not equal to Honolulu. Right? It's the same thing. Right? And more presentable compared to the traditional way. Okay? So better you use the piping method instead of traditional way lah. Traditional way you need to store a lot of object, right? So it will take your memory, RAM, and so on. So next, the last part for today is integrating dplyr with ggplot. Right, so how to integrate dplyr with ggplot2? So we already learned how to plot a graph using ggplot2, right? So maybe I nak create a bar chart that represent average delay by carrier, right? So average delay by carrier. Contoh, maybe I letak flights, right? Maybe this is the group by carrier, right? This is, I want to get average delay, means I want to know what is the departure delay, right? Average delay, right? So mean departure delay, NA dot RM equal to true, right? So this is, oops, sekejap kenapa nak salah tekan, right? So this is the summary that I want. So I want to create a bar chart from here, from this data. So I no need to store this data into R object. So what I need to do is, instead of store this value into R object, I call library ggplot first, ggplot2, then I put another pipe. So now instead of so to use ggplot, we need to call ggplot, right? ES the x value should be carrier, right? X should be carrier and y should be AVG delay, right? So by using ggplot, we need to add plus, right? So the next function should be plus geom column, right? So basically I will get the bar chart lah, right? And then I can add another, all the function available inside ggplot, which is team, minimal, right? And then I can also add the title, right? Labs, so title equal to average departure delay by carrier. And then I can also define for X should be carrier and Y should be average delay, right? So let's look at this one. Oh, okay. Right. So this is how you integrate with ggplot lah. You can add all the ggplot function after your dataset operation done. Right. For example, maybe I think maybe that's all. All the others example, maybe you can try by yourself lah, to create box plot ke, to create a scatter diagram ke, kan? Okay, so I'm going to leave you exercise number 3. This is, since kita dah tengok banyak kan. So this is exercise number 3. So better you screenshot. Or later on I will put it into my website lah. You can go to my website later on. Maybe you know my website, right? So on notes on R ni, I akan letak number 10, which is introduction to dplyr. You can see the notes and the exercise question. So I want you to do exercise 1, 2 and 3 and submit by next week on Monday. Okay? Any questions so far before we end our session?
Tak ada, sir.
Alright, I think that's all. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Terima kasih, Doktor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.